Depression is best defined as an illness that involves the body, mood, thoughts, and affects the way the person eats, sleeps, feels about him or herself, and thinks about things.
Depression feels like your mind is suffocated. You see everyone else, and they are happy, but you are not. I would become envious of their happiness and then feel even worse about myself. The hardest part was how alone I felt, like no one else understood my pain.
In a culture where people believe that men are strong and women are sensitive, it may be a surprise to some that 6 million men suffer with depression each year. The stereotypes in our society about men is nothing but harmful to the individuals that suffer from depression.
As a man, I always denied that I was struggling with depression. I felt as though because I'm a guy, I was not supposed to show my emotions. I would make up every excuse I could to show people that I was okay. My most common excuse would be to tell people that I was just tired.
A common misconception is that depression has one set of symptoms. This, however, is not true. Everyone who suffers from depression is affected differently. Men more often report fatigue, irritability, loss of interest in work or hobbies, and sleep disturbances rather than feeling of sadness, worthlessness, and excessive guilt, which are commonly associated with depression in women.
There's this awful stigma that if you're a man and suffer from depression, you are weak. No man wants to be viewed that way. This is a main cause as to why very few men will admit their struggle with depression, and this now causes them to fall deeper into their emotions.
Men are conditioned not to talk about their emotions. There is that sense that they should be in control of their emotions, and that being depressed can be viewed as a sign of weakness. The sense of weakness can make depression worse for men. For men, depression is often a signal that they are a failure and that they are ultimately submitting to defeat.
My high school experience was a pretty good one. I had great friends, great teachers, and went to a great school. I was a high school athlete and loved being involved in sports. Just like any other typical high school student athlete, from the outside, I appeared as normal and happy as everyone else.
Symptoms that men face can often be agonizing. In order to mask these symptoms, men tend to use drugs, alcohol, or would self-medicate. They also try to hide it with overwork or exposure to harm by risky behavior.
I started using alcohol as a coping mechanism. It got out of hand. One day, I woke up and decided that school and work was just a waste of time and too stressful. I just wanted to be done, so I got drunk instead of dealing with these things. Later that day, my little brother found me pretty intoxicated in my room.
Men are not encouraged to talk about their feelings. There's this message that you're a wimp if you use counseling. Men may convert stereotypical feminine feelings such as sadness or vulnerability into feelings like anger or pride, feelings more socially acceptable for them to experience in society.
I felt as if it was more socially acceptable for women to get depressed because they were deemed as more emotional. But people look down on men and question their masculinity for showing emotions. It was when I lost my job that it really hit me. I knew that I needed to change something or things were not going to get better. This past fall is when I decided it was time to get help. I started going to a therapist, and I am now on a few medications which have played a tremendous role in helping me cope with my depression.
It's an established fact that men commit suicide more than women. It is told that men are about 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women.
For any young man suffering from depression, the first thing they need to know is that they're not alone. I was scared of what people would think of me if they knew I was struggling with depression. Don't be scared of what people will think. It's your life. Get the help you need. You deserve it. Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter.